Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada. And today we kick off the 2019 international season with a pair of exciting games. First off, we have a friendly versus Belize, and then we have the big game of the season, which is a game versus Jamaica. And that is our first real competition of the season. So let's take a look at the matches. Let's dive right into it so that we can look at our team, look at our opponents, and get things kicked off right. So as you can see, there is a big slate of international friendlies going on today. A lot happening. Most of the teams right now are warming up for their various competitions. Sort of the big games, you've got Mexico versus Colombia right here. That's a huge game. USA versus Brazil. That's always a fun game to watch. Costa Rica's got a warm-up game versus Barbados. So there's a couple of big games, and then everything else is just sort of warm-up for what's going on, including our game is a bit of a warm-up versus Belize. We can take a look at them. As you can see here, their team is made up of grayed out players. They have one real player, Dion McCauley, 31 years old, contracted to Verdes FC. He's attacking left midfielder. He's not what you would consider a great player, valued at $3.8 thousand, making $11,000 a year. So, he's not going to be much more of a threat to us than the rest of his teammates. Take a look at the general profile of Belize, 163rd in the world. So it should be a bit of a cakewalk for us. We're going to be playing away. We can take a look at the match preview quickly, perhaps. There it is. Belize versus Canada. We're going to be playing at FFB Stadium. Only 1,800 tickets sold out of a maximum capacity of 5,000. It is 84 degrees and sunny, though, so it should be a nice day for football. Let's get to our team selection. And here we got a pretty solid team. We've had to pick what I would consider a strong team because we have Jamaica. We can't just pick, maybe a normal friendly type team where we'd have a bunch of youngsters thrown in there to get them some familiarity with playing with the first team. So we've had to pick top to bottom a pretty good team. Now, the only problem is that our starting goalkeeper was injured right up to selection day, and he was, basically had no game fitness, no match fitness at all to speak of, so we had to leave him out of the team. So going into our biggest game, the next game, Jamaica, we're without our starting goalkeeper, and every other keeper in the nation is a significant drop-off. So we brought in a couple of different keepers, and we'll see how they work. Here we've got Marco Carducci, 22 years old, playing for Cavalry FC currently. So he's a lower division keeper. He's pretty much on par with the rest of our guys, though. It's just this is what we've got in terms of keepers. So we need to find somebody who can break through and become a world-class keeper. I don't know that we're going to find that guy with this current crop. We're going to have to wait for maybe a 15 or 16-year-old to blossom before we can find that guy. Then we've got, on the bench here is basically our starting lineup is what we have on the bench. So we've got Cavallini on the bench, 26 years old. We got David, Hoylett, Arfield, Piet, Tibert, Cabarra, Daniel Henry, Milir Jaguar, and Bro Guillard. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that name. Zachary Bro Guillard, a guy we haven't seen much of. He's on loan currently, but he's 2.5 star, 3-star potential. decent player. He could use some better technicals, only 11 tackling, 12 marking. But anyway, he's sort of the best we have at the moment. And then we also have Crapeau on the bench. He's sort of our fallback to say, we know what this guy can do. We know he can be a starter quality keeper. But we're going to give some other guys a chance. So let's get to our starting lineup. Let's submit the team. And, we are starting some guys who are lacking a bit of match sharpness. But this is the friendly, so that's fine. Okay, so Belize is going defensive as you might assume they would. The 4-1-4-1. They're going to try to catch us up top with their captain here, Dion McCauley, the guy we looked at. 2 appearances, no goals, no assists, 6.45 rating is sort of the best he's going to get. Eek. So, we're starting in goal, James Pantami. He's another young player playing for Montreal right now. He's out on loan actually from Montreal, but he's a guy I'm familiar with from playing with Montreal in a previous save. He's got a lot of potential, but he is young, and so we're going to see what he's got in this friendly. And if he plays well in this friendly, he'll probably start next game against Jamaica. So here's the next play. Next player, Adekugbe at left back. Daniel Stanise at central defense. Derek Cornelius got 1 appearance for us, 8.4 rating, so he's played well. Petrasso, we've been playing Petrasso quite a bit at right back, even though he's probably a better winger, but we just don't have room for him at wing, and we don't have a ton of right backs, honestly. So we're going to give Petrasso another try at right back. He played well the one time that he played for us. Mark Anthony Kay. He's, a very solid player. We moved him to defensive midfielder. He's had a bit of injury issue, so we've got him on the second team right now. We've got Daniels here, Aiden Daniels, another guy who hasn't played for us. So we've got a lot of guys who are getting their first starts here. Alfonso Davies, obviously one of our top young prospects. We're going to get him in there. 2 appearances, 2 goals, 7.93 rating, so he has played well for us. Of course, Osario, our captain, going to give our second team a little bit of stability and leadership here. 2 appearances. Hasn't played tremendously, but, he's been in there. Tabla, 1 appearance, 2 goals, 2 assists, 9.5 rating. So Baloo, another one of our exciting young prospects, going to get in there. And then Kyle Laren, 1 substitute for us off the bench. Got him in there to start. He's lacking match sharpness right now, so he's not going to be on the first team. He's going to be on the second team playing today against Belize. All right, so let's go. Let's get to the pep talk. Osario takes the captain's armband. Yes, I can rely on him. Can you talk us through your changes today? We need to keep an eye on the bigger picture to ensure our players are looked after. So here we go. That looks like a pretty decent crowd. Looks like a little bit more than 1,800 out of 5,000. So we might have had quite a few walk-ups to come in there. I don't know if those are the Canadian fans. I see a lot of red and white. So maybe we filled up half the stadium with Canadian fans. I don't know. It's kind of a long trip to Belize for a friendly. So I don't necessarily know that there'd be a lot of Canadian fans down there, but you never know. Here we go. We are in the whites today. Belize is in the red. So this is an interesting turn of events. Normally we're in the traditional reds, but not so. Here's Davies. Tries across. It makes its way to Daniels. Tries to loop it in over the keeper, but just wide. I'm actually watching a Vancouver game on the television right now. Crapeau is in goal, by the way. Here's Osario breaking free, looking for an option. Oh, his shot is deflected, and he's taken down. I think we'll have Osario take his own penalty. Kyle Laren does technically have the best finishing and penalty taking, but he's not match sharp. So we're going to let Osorio, the captain, take his own penalty. We'll see if he can knock it through. The most veteran guy on the squad, and he just bangs it in. There we go. All right. First goal of the 2019 international season goes to Osorio. Good man. I think, yeah, okay, we're just on key highlights right now, so that's good. That's really all we need versus Belize, and then I think versus Jamaica we'll crank it up to extendo highlights. Davies on the run again, slashing through the defense, beats 4 defenders, shoots it just wide. So you can kind of see that we are much better than this team, and definitely shows in plays like that. We're just beating ourselves right now. So let's give the boys a little bit of a concentrate. You know, all you got to do is do your thing and get your shots on goal, and you'll be good. You should be golden against a team like this. Their defensive midfielder already has a yellow card, so that doesn't bode well for them. Here's Davies again, dropping it off to Osorio. We got our fullbacks looking for overlap here. At a Kugby, going to send one in. Kyle Laren can't get there. Not a great cross. There's a mess up on the defense. Macaulay, their star player, and he scores. Not a great attempt by the keeper. He got fooled utterly and completely. So, terrible defensive play that allowed Macaulay behind him, and then just, I mean, that was a great finish. You got to give it to him. He placed it in that far corner. But yeah, not, that doesn't really give you a lot of confidence in the 22-year-old Pantami. Take a look at him, 12 reflexes, 12 aerial reach. You know, what he has over the other guys is, oh, we just scored. We just scored on another set piece, so we're getting a lot of set piece goals, which I mentioned last episode. And it continues here again. Our 2 goals today, both set piece to Nice. Oh, down to Cornelius. That's the perfect play. That's how you design it in the classroom. Send it short to one defensive player, one central defender. He heads it to the other guy in the back post for an easy goal. But yeah, it's more set pieces. We need to get some goals in the course of play. That would be nice. And we need to not give up any more goals to Belize, of all teams. Now, granted, this is our second team. We've got guys maybe a little out of position, maybe a little not match fit. Here's Petrasso, our fullback, just steaming through their defense. And then he gets fouled. Uh-oh. Torres already with a yellow. This, the slow walk by the referee doesn't look good. Is he going to take out that red card, or is he going to give him just a warning? Yeah, he's going for the card. He gets it. Yellow turns to red, and he is out of there. Ruben Torres. See you later. Belize goes down to 10 men. That should be the end for Belize. They've switched their formation up quite a bit. At a Kugby to Osorio, back in. He sends it to Laren, who double covered, can't get ahead on it. Mark Anthony K, though, keeps it. We got Baloo, and he scores. Was he onside? No. Disallowed. Get out. So again, mental mistakes. You know, we got a lot of young players in the lineup. Ooh, just barely. Just barely. The media mentioned, made a point that our team is average age of less than 23 years old, so we do have a very young team, at least on average. So pep talk, far from pleased. I don't know. They're down a men, but don't let your performances drop. How about that? There we go. Start the second half. So we got to play better than this against Jamaica. But we're going to be playing a whole different team against Jamaica, so maybe it doesn't have any bearing. Davies picked up a bit of a knock. Fonso Davies. I don't know that I want to necessarily take him out. Let's bring in Jonathan David. So David for Davies. Here's Osorio over the top. Because we don't want him to be extra tired for our game versus Jamaica. So it's a little upsetting that we had to bring him in so early, but you know, he'll be able to make it through the next game, I'm sure, as long as he doesn't get injured too. We have had a couple of injury problems going into this camp. I mentioned, you know, our goalkeeper, also a couple of our midfielders were injured during training. So, you know, we can't handle too many injuries on this team. Here's Cornelius now. Petrasso. He's going to bomb one forward to nobody in particular. Baloo, though, scoops it backside for David, who scores. That's what we're looking for. You know, David definitely gives us a scoring option out on the wing. He's a guy who can play striker. And, you know, going forward, he probably will be playing striker for us. So the fact that he can also play out on the wing and do stuff like this, I mean, that's a tough goal. Redirection off the short post. That takes some skill right there. So now we're starting to cruise a little bit. They're messing with their formations. They brought in a new player, Tasher. Here's another set piece. Don't score directly off it, but Kyle Aaron recovers, drops it back to Petrasso, who's going to switch fields. David again. That's not going in, but all right, let's take a look at some team instructions here. We don't need to do all that. We don't need to do all this. We shall time waste a little bit. Okay. Here we go. Petrasso. We don't need to be on the attack at this point. We just need to get out of this game healthy. Take our win and go home. This is a long highlight. What's happening here? Daniels to Mark Anthony. Here's David again. Seems to be the focal point of the offense since he's come in. He does get it stolen, though. Got our fullbacks in overlap. Daniels, though, takes it. Yeah, we're just out of sync, out of sorts. We'll go back down to balanced. 50% possession right now. I mean, they do only have one shot, and it went in. But other than that, we've completely dominated. 21 shots to 1. 10 on target is pretty decent. I mean, I'll take that. We're starting to control the possession a little bit as we've dropped back. Attack playing well. You can see here David, Osorio, and Tabla are all, over 7s. Here's another set piece. Osorio sends one in. McCauley heads it out, but Laren's going to chase it down again. 75 minutes down. We're just, at this point, just looking to get out of here. It's unfortunate that they scored that one goal against us, but, just a couple of early foul-ups. David's got the fullback on overlap. He hits it. He hits him. At a Kugby. Cross is deflected. Not a great cross, my man. But we do retain possession for another long highlight. There have been several really long highlights. Now that we're not trying to work the ball in the box, maybe we got a little more freedom. Baloo to take the shot. And that's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind guys with giving them a little more freedom to take some shots from out there. It seems like in FM19 those shots go in quite a bit. They've switched to a sort of, okay, they've switched back. For a minute there, they had overloaded onto the left side. Stanis wins it to Daniels. Cross field near side to David, all alone again. They are not covering David whatsoever. They're letting just... They're letting him just march in, but let's tell the boys to concentrate yet again. Because you can't just get that close. They let you march in on goal, and you shoot it that poorly. It's just not what we're looking for here. We're demanding a little bit more. David to Adekugbe. He's going to drop it back. No, he's going to center it for Daniels. Daniels has all kinds of space. He's going to take the left-footed shot. Nearly scored on the redirect. I don't know what happened there. It looked like he got 2 shots off. All right, so we got 1 minute left in stoppage time. Belize is going to try to get a second goal. If they get a second goal here and the scoreline is only 3-2, that's going to look really bad for our world rankings. Even beating them only 3-1 is kind of bad for our world ranking. Macaulay, though. Oh, no. Did they call a penalty? No, Macaulay's offside. Okay, thank you. Okay. He's really their only threat. Pantami sends one downfield. So unfortunately, this didn't really solve our goalkeeping issue. I mean, do I feel comfortable with Pantami going in there against Jamaica? I don't know. We're going to have to keep the ball away, right? I mean, they got 1 shot and 1 goal. If Jamaica is better than that, if they get 4 shots and 4 goals, we're out of luck. All right, referee blows the whistle. Yeah. So we beat a 10-man Belize team 3-1. That's not really what we're looking for. I don't know. Bit of a let-off. Should have done better. All right, so some of the guys are fired up. Some guys are confused, but that's fine. That's fine. I feel personally it was a bit of a let-off. We should have done better. We should have beat Belize more handily than that. But there we go. There's the first game. Now we get to the real game. So I'm going to pause it here. Even though it says we got a comfortable win, I was not comfortable with that win. We're going to pause it here. Get to the real games.